Is my screen visible?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's quickly revise yesterday's content and then let's go to the new one. So
Yeah.
this is from the book, The Workbook for Self-Mastery. Your author said that when we
Or a
concentrate,
workbook.
the book name is The Workbook for Self-Mastery. So this is
Okay.
also the same book from the author who has written this book, the Abundance book. So he has given some extract which are very relevant to the
Isn't this
context of abundance.
isn't this is the continuation of the same book?
No, I mean it is continuation of the same book only, but in this book he has given reference to other books which are very
I see.
similar lines. So
Okay.
particularly this book is about abundance, and because the author has a very good hold on this particular matter and the spirituality, so he has written many other books, and there also he mentions some of the concepts regarding abundance, and he is actually giving the reference from those books. Like if you go to this book from page 62 and 63, you will find this content. So because it's relevant, so he has given, so it's good. So the summary of it is like, when I concentrate on the spirit substance of the great I am within you, I am within you, within within God, you are raising the vibration of your consciousness or my consciousness actually. When I am doing this, then I am raising vibration of my consciousness. When I have this understanding that I am within
Yeah.
you means. So think on this while your mind could possibly conceive. One second, hold on.
Of a limitation of the form,
Yeah, of a
it certainly
limitation.
couldn't possibly conceive of any limitation in spirit.
Yes. And then this from the same book, from page 78 and 79, what he says is, to change my world, I must change my consciousness. To change my world, I must change my consciousness. So if I want to change my consciousness, what I need to do, I need to ask, I need to introspect. Few of the things that what he suggested is, think of it this way: what I am experiencing in life are my finite ideas projected into materiality. However, behind what I see is what spirit sees, and that infinite vision constitutes the reality. And that infinite vision constitutes the reality. So,
Yeah.
the main thing is to change our consciousness. And
How do we measure our
we need
consciousness, whether it's changed or not?
there are few things that we can introspect and ask ourselves. This is called the check and change process, wherein actually we will be asking few deep questions to ourselves to understand what is our current consciousness. So let me give you a few examples. Like people who are into Bhakti Marg, especially to ISKCON, they will be mostly, if they're serious, then they will be mostly into Krishna consciousness. Similarly,
Yes.
someone is into neutral or little religious neutral consciousness, then they will be into soul consciousness. Soul is present in
Yeah.
every human, and it is neutral, and it is soul and super soul consciousness. That is what is the origin of everything. And people in general, these are the two
Yeah.
categories, and the major category. So, like Krishna consciousness, similarly Shiva consciousness is there. Similarly, Hanuman consciousness, whichever whoever actually is believing, having the belief on any particular demigod, they will be having similar kind of consciousness.
Yeah. Christ
It can be
consciousness.
Christ
Yeah.
consciousness,
Correct.
it can be Allah consciousness. So consciousness actually where actually I have kind of trained myself so rigorously that my consciousness is now has changed the color, and
Ah.
I am actually seeing the with the glass now. So that glass has a different color now. So the way that I see everything
You're seeing the what?
changes. When I see the
So you're
things,
seeing the what?
anything, whatever I see, it actually the meaning changes once I change my consciousness. And majority of the population at present are neither falling to these two categories or these few categories that we have discussed. They are into body consciousness.
Right.
What is body consciousness? They are thinking that I am the body. There is no soul, or they do not either know the existence of soul or the energy which is guiding or driving us, driving the body, or even if they know very superficially, and they think that okay, it might be true, it might not be true, but there is no feeling, there is no realization on top of that. So they are
Mm.
into body consciousness, and majority of the people falls into that category. Even though
Mm.
people who are into spirituality fall into that category uh, many a times, even
Mm.
though because we are conditioned, we are not having this idea or the consciousness from the beginning. We have taken many births. Only in this birth, we are getting the opportunity to associate and get some elevated knowledge, and that's how actually we are trying to change the consciousness and trying to understand that we are a soul, we are spirit, soul, energy, and my father is super soul. That is, he is also a spirit in nature. He doesn't have body, and I also do not have body primarily. I take this form, this body, and do my part, my whatever designated job that I am supposed to do. That to do that, actually, I am taking this body. So the more and
Mm.
more we will be in this consciousness that okay, I am not this body, I am not this mind. Even Guru says this very often. And why he says this? Because this consciousness need to change, the body consciousness. That is, if you see any kind of issue around us, any kind of, you cannot tell a single issue which is excluded. Every issue is due to body consciousness. If I do not have the body consciousness, if I am into highly elevated soul consciousness, then all the issues are not existing only. Abundance is
Mm.
naturally possible. Prosperity, abundance, or anything which is all good is already there. And because we are into body consciousness, we are limited. The body has its own limitation. And the moment we are in body consciousness, we are also into limited vicinity. Everything is limited. So the more and more we become soul consciousness, we traverse from limited to unlimited. And the more and more we become soul consciousness, that easier it becomes, that easier it is to connect with our super soul, because the language is same. If I want to connect with my father, bodily father, then I have to speak from the body, from the mouth. But if I want to connect with my Supreme Father, then I have to, if I speak from the mouth, then my bodily father can hear, listen. But from my mind, I have to transcend the language, the emotion, those languages actually with the subconscious mind, with emotion, what I convey to my super soul or my supreme father, that reaches to him. This process seems to be very simple or maybe very straightforward, but it's not straightforward because the moment we connect, many times actually it dilutes. And because of the dilution only, we are not getting the experience. So even in this book also, he says very clearly that the more and more we concentrate on the spirit substance, that spirit substance is my eternal Godfather. Or here also, changing of consciousness is mentioned. And how it is happening? The moment we concentrate on the super soul, and the more and more we understand that we are not this body, but a soul, that is called Dehi Abhimani also, Atma Abhimani also. Atma Abhimani. Atma is soul, Abhimani is consciousness. So soul consciousness, that easy it becomes to change our consciousness. So anytime you just ask the question and you will be able to understand in which consciousness you are. You are identifying yourself in the limited body and doing everything with respect to the body for the benefit of the body only, but not for the soul, then you are into body consciousness. If you think that, okay, for my soul, it is good, and I should be definitely doing whatever I should be doing for the good of my soul, then who can think like that? Who is in soul consciousness? This is one way of checking. Similarly, many things actually you just try to ask, introspect. The more and more self introspection we do, no, that easily actually we understand in which consciousness you are. Actually, the answer is not very important. The question is the most important thing in this entire world. So generally, people seek for the right answer, but it is the right question which will lead us to the right answer. Answer is very simple. The more and more we ask, seek, and you will get. So the art is there only in asking the right question, and automatically the realization, the revelation, everything will happen. Does it answer? I must say, little longer answer I have given, but I hope it is helpful.
So ba- basically, that there is no my God and all that, isn't it? Your God. It'll just be God, whatever name
Yes,
we give it. And of course, in Hinduism, we while it may appear that we have multiple gods, but basically they're all a subset of the source.
right.
Right.
Means right.
Right. Yeah. Names. Correct. Yeah.
Correct. So here actually he says, if you're seeing lack, limitation, and insufficiency, you are looking at the illusion. Just to reiterate yesterday's thing, whenever we find the lack around us or the limitation or the insufficiency in whatever form we might think, we are just concentrating or focusing at the illusion. And how to come out of this illusion is we need to, but as the vibration of your consciousness becomes more spiritual, spirit soul. Okay, consciousness has to become more spiritual. Means spiritual is spirit derived from the spirit. Spirit is nothing but soul. So when it is soul consciousness, when we are in soul consciousness, that is pure consciousness. And as the vibration becomes that, and I understand that the spirit within me is appearing as my supply, the shadows of scarcity will dissolve. Shadows of scarcity will dissolve. So everything is within me when I am able to realize that I am a soul. And all the virtues, powers of the soul, seven virtues, eight powers, primarily means important virtues and powers. If we think of, then these are the primary virtues, seven virtues, and eight powers are there. Otherwise, there are 36 virtues of the soul, divine virtues. So all those gets prominent when this happens.
What are
More
the
and
seven primary? Just to revise, what are the seven primary virtues of the soul?
seven primary virtues of the soul is In
Okay.
Hindi, let me tell. So it starts with gyan, knowledge.
Ah.
Okay. When we get the knowledge, the first virtue, then we become pure. Okay,
Hmm.
purity. So that is called pavitrata.
Ah.
So after that, four uh, subs- four subsequent virtues automatically come. That is sukha, shanti, prem, or anand. Sukha, shanti, prem, or anand, and anand. Sukh is happiness,
Hmm.
Shanti is peace, Prem is
Hmm.
love, and Anand is
Hmm.
joy.
Ah.
So 4 plus 2, 6 is gone, and the last one is power. Power is also the virtue, that is the seventh virtue. So after this 4, 6 is like inculcated in a very prominently, then the power develops, and that is again having sub main 8
And
categories of the power.
so, what about truth?
What about truth?
Hmm.
Truthfulness is a divine virtue that comes in 36 virtues.
Oh.
The 36 virtues are little elaborate. If the seven virtues, whatever I told, if you can actually contemplate little deeper, truthfulness automatically comes in that. When
Because love and truth, they say, is the
yes, exactly. I was
most
about to say
important. No?
yes. And where there is a love, truth will definitely
It
subside.
has to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be there. It is a part of it. If it is
Hmm.
attachment, not love, then truth cannot be there. Like this tree
Yes.
was having attachment, moha, but not love for
Hmm.
his son. So
Hmm.
he was not able to see the truth, and he was thinking that only doing the temporary good is the truth that is good for them, and he ultimately he become the reason for their extinction. So love and truth,
Hmm.
very like kind of part and parcel of one and another.
Yeah, because love is essentially what the universe source is about, and all the creation is a outpouring of that truth of existence from
Yes,
the
yes,
source.
exactly. Then coming to the next part, that is page 95 of the same book we are going to discuss. So it says, each and every soul throughout the universe is a spiritual being. And since my I am is your I am, means Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, if you think, then this is same. I am, my I am is your I am. We are all one, and what is
Yeah.
mine is also yours. Whatever I am saying about you, I am saying about me. That comes
Hmm.
automatically. So if that comes, then if I criticize you, I am criticizing myself. So then if this is feeling automatically development, then I will not criticize only, because I understand that if I criticize you, then nothing but I am criticizing myself. If I see you as poor and weak and unfulfilled, I am seeing myself as poor and weak and unfulfilled. And what I see or say about myself is conditioning my consciousness accordingly. This is very important, and this is how actually we condition our consciousness, whether it is going to be body consciousness or soul consciousness or Krishna consciousness or Shiva consciousness, whichever consciousness. What I see or say about myself again and again and again. That is how actually we condition our consciousness. That is why chanting Hare Krishna mantra is prescribed in ISKCON to make
Hmm.
one Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
Or in Brahma Kumari, actually, we say that uh, I am a soul. Chant that as a mantra means actually chanting is little bit superficial. It is not so. It is not said that you chant with that. You need to meditate on that. That means with feeling, you need to feel it. So that works in a deeper layer and works better. So, but when someone is not having the focus, someone is not elevated to the stage of meditation, they cannot actually meditate. And for them, chanting is the only way to first cool down the mind. And the mind, once is cooled down and becomes little subtle, then automatically the meditation is possible, and after that actually we can take that path. That is why actually chanting is also a very good way to bring our mind or elevate our mind to that state where actually wherein actually we can easily meditate and bring the consciousness which I want to say easily or effortlessly.
In fact, in the transcendental
You are
meditation,
breaking.
they give you a
You
bija
are
mantra,
breaking, Rameshji.
which is very powerful.
Shilpaji, Bhanuji, is it only for
Can you hear
me?
me better
Is
now?
breaking or also
Is it
you
better?
also
Yes, we can hear it delayed.
delayed and
Right.
Is it better now?
yeah. Just come to a little better area, network area, and
Yeah,
somehow
I did that. Yeah,
okay. Now it is better. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I was saying that in transcendental meditation, I remember we were given. I've also been exposed to that. A very useful technique I learned was what they taught us there. That we were given a bija mantra, and each bija mantra normally the guru gives you as per your nature, as per your guna. So we are told basically to just chant quietly within in our mind, keep chanting the bija mantra,
Mhm.
and then at one point we'll start relaxing. It happens when you're chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. It also
Yes.
happens when we are focusing on Brahma Baba as a point. The body will start relaxing
It's
because
not
you're
Brahma Baba. Point is Shiv Baba. What
sorry.
is
I
Shiv
mean Shiv Baba, Shiv Baba. So thing. When we're doing that, it also happens there. I've observed. Will body will start relaxing, and then along with the body, mind is interconnected. So within no time, before you know it, your mind will start relaxing, and when that happens, thoughts from deep within start coming to the surface. Now, I
Yes.
think I remember in Brahmakumaris, they would just say, keep focusing on the dot and Shiv Baba. And in ISKCON, they will just say, keep chanting the Mahamantra. But then what they say in TM, which I found is very useful even as a technique to use in ISKCON or in Brahmakumari meditation, is here they were saying, gently bring your consciousness back to chanting the Bija Mantra. And in the process, what happens is whatever thoughts come up actually is a part of our karmas. What karmas are basically like a pre-programmed, a part of the karma. It comes in the way of thoughts, and the nature of our thinking, the direction in which our thoughts go, which lead to various actions that are which close that part of the karma, that will start coming up. So then, if I gently turn my consciousness back towards the focus, it may be Shiv Baba or it may be
Yeah. Heavily breaking. Ramesh, you are heavily breaking, but I understood. If I understood properly, then let me reiterate.
or the Bija mantra in this case, it seems that then rather reduce or
Hello. Hello. Yeah, Ramesh ji, able to listen me? You are in mute. Okay, once you are into good network area, just call out and I'll tell you exactly. I understood your point and I'll explain that.
am I audible? Sorry, Bikash bhai.
Yeah. Now you're audible. So what I understood, I'll
Yeah.
tell you. You said that in TM actually, you have been told that bring gently your focus back to whenever your mind diverts, bring your focus back to the Bija mantra every time
Yes.
it diverts. So
Yes.
that is true in every meditation. That is true in every chanting. It is not only in TM. So when we are
Yes.
chanting Hare Krishna mantra also, if your mind diverts, then we have to gently bring. We should not actually resist again because the For the law says that whatever we resist, that persists. Forward still it will persist.
Yes,
Just see
correct.
your life at this moment. Whatever you see is the manifestation. Either you have loved something immensely or you have hated something immensely. Both will actually manifest. And it has, we are just experiencing the same. Whatever we have heavily loved or hated or
Mhm.
resisted,
Yeah,
those everything will is actually part and parcel of our life now.
right.
So we need to resist anything, any thought comes. We just need to be little detached from that thought. Okay, it is coming, acknowledge it, and the best way to do that is to label them. You just label it. Like if you are getting a thought of your office while you are chanting, then you label that particular thought as office. Okay, and
Oh,
then again, after few rounds of chanting, again your thought will be like some different thought will come, and that might be related to your home or about your son or about school or about your car, anything. Just label it. The moment you label it, it will subside easily. This is one of the
Oh,
trick. Yeah,
okay. This is new information. I didn't know.
yeah. This is one of the trick you try to incorporate while you are chanting, and you will see great benefit actually.
But in the
Mm,
process of labeling, aren't you giving it some attention?
sorry?
In the process of labeling, won't you be
Hmm.
giving it more attention?
No. The moment
Okay.
you label, with the intention that okay, I am letting it go. So that let go
Ah,
process is actually effective when you label it. Otherwise,
okay.
it will try to churn. Your mind is
Ah,
designed in such a way that it will try to go deeper into it. Okay, school में
into
जाना है,
Maya.
ये करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है. It will go inside.
Yes.
Till the time you get conscious, okay, what I'm doing and for what I'm sitting. Okay,
Yeah.
so but the moment you label it, once you recognize, you label it, and your mind thinks, okay, labeling ho gaya, means now I need not to dig further, because I now understand that this belongs to this. So
Okay.
mind is little relaxed, and again it will help you to bring the attention back to this chanting of Bija mantra or whichever mantra
Or
you're doing,
focus. Yeah.
or meditation or focus,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, you will be able to do.
Then, what is your thought on this one thing? Because the incentive for me was when I found out that in the process of coming back to the focus, be it the chanting or the thing, Brahma Baba, um, we actually wash away some of our karmas that are the result of those thoughts. Since those thoughts come up without control when you relax, then it is attached to certain things that are going to happen to you, prarabdha karma wise. So when you shift from those thoughts back to the focus, then those karmas also get washed out. That was a very big incentive for me to get back into focus. What is your thought on this?
Yes, that is also very popular understanding, and nobody actually knows whether it is happening or not. But scientifically, also it has significance that the moment you surrender truly
Hmm.
and chanting or doing meditation, and you're surrendering your prarabdha karma to the
Hmm.
Almighty,
Hmm.
automatically it starts vanishing away. And
Oh,
how it starts vanishing away scientifically, if you ask, then from memory wise, if you see that everything that is there as our karma is nothing but
hmm.
memory. It is there in our
Exactly.
chitta. So if the memory is
Yes.
there, then automatically that will drag us to do some similar kind of
Yeah.
activity. If
Yes.
if my memory has the sanskar of stealing, okay,
Okay.
then that memory will help or pull me whenever I see some conducive
Yes.
time just to steal. I will feel like stealing, and that is my prarabdha karma, which will actually again pull me to do
Yes.
more of such karma and I'll get punished, right?
Right. Right.
So the moment, so how to actually banish this memory, the bad memory is just to let go and
To
surrender.
surrender it. Yeah.
The more and more we surrender and the more and more we are changing the consciousness, we are filling the consciousness with new information, and the
Right.
old information ought to go so deep. Actually, it never depletes or diminishes or deletes.
Ah.
So the karma will not get completely deleted. That is
Ah.
there, but it will go to such a deep layer that again getting retrieved is very difficult or might be impossible. So what we
Ah.
are doing is like we have a CD or DVD, we are overwriting new information on that DVD, and the
Ah.
old information we have not yet erased. It is
Hmm.
still there, but it cannot be retrieved also.
Accessed. So suppose you're supposed to have an accident and break a leg. If you do enough good deeds and meditate and all that, then you might just escape with a scratch.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah. Because now actually the information is the old sanskar of bad karma is has gone to so deep layer that it
mm,
will not bring any negative impact too much. It will be like little with little less also. Uh,
mm.
we will be able to surpass the situation or the scenario.
Wow,
That
that's really good news.
Yeah, that's definitely a good news, and now we understood how scientifically also it is correct.
Yeah.
So that is there actually. Just like from Bangalore to Delhi, if I want to go, then that is my karma, and I have to go anyway. Now, if I have not done cleaned away my karma, bad karma, then I will be going by rickshaw or by walk kind of thing. If I go by rickshaw, okay, auto rickshaw maybe, or
Yeah.
maybe bus. Then how difficult the journey is, you can imagine.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
humps, bumps, and all those things will come on the way, and I
Correct.
have to suffer
Yeah.
entire journey. That is the entire life. With
Mm,
ignorance, if someone is moving from one place to another,
mm,
without spiritual knowledge and without spiritual practice, that all the bumps will create a havoc
mm,
and more of reaction will come. Every
mm,
bump will give a feeling of oh my god, and oh my god. So you can see actually people who are into spirituality and the gratitude and all, they will
mm.
be actually reacting less whenever
Yes.
it is not that for them there is no situations are coming, but they will not feel the pain or the pinch of
Yeah.
the too much pinch will not be there, and they will be easily able to sail through. But for
Correct.
others, actually, who do not understand, they will react like hell. Oh my God, I'm into
Yes.
hell. Right. So how it
Yeah.
is like another situation from Bangalore to Delhi. Anyway, I'm need to go and I will be going, but
And
I
take a
will be
flight.
having flight. I will go by flight. So there is no hump, no bump, nothing. So my karma actually now elevated. It is elevated to such a state that I got the punya karmas prarabdha, the punya karma that I have done, or
Mm,
um, the things that I have balanced, that will enable me to elevate my position into a such state that I will be able to buy a ticket with that prarabdha that I
mm.
earn. And with that ticket, I will just very quickly I'll reach. And the journey also will become very smooth and everything. So it is the earning which matters, and we should always focus on the earning.
Right.
And that earning happens actually every time we connect with our super soul. That earning happens every time. That we call in BK it is called Varsa.
What?
And Varsa means like
Versa.
yeah,
No,
Varsa means
Versa.
like rain. It is raining. The good virtues, the power, the it's like sun
Yeah, yeah. I've
is
heard this
also
word.
uh,
Like during
when
marriage, they give it to girls. Versa.
yeah, could be, huh? So
Yeah.
here one analogy is like this, like sun is there and
Huh.
the sun rays are also coming continuously and falling on us, falling
Huh.
on the earth, right?
Huh.
So we are not able to see that, so we are not able to recognize it. But it is happening. When the rain happens, that is more material. So we are able
Ah,
to see that, and we are able to feel that okay, Varsa is happening. The rain is happening.
ah,
But it is happening also in terms of sun. So similarly, God is like sun. He is radiating his powers and virtues all the time. The moment we are conscious of God, automatically the virtues, the seven virtues that we have discussed just now, or the powers, eight powers, or the 36 virtues, anything, those are coming anywhere. Now, the moment I turn to Him, I connect with Him in the right way by keeping myself fully, what do you say, in
conscious.
conscious, the right conscious, full conscious, then I get all the
Versa.
abundance, all the thing, whatever I am supposed to get. Like. So that Varsa
Mm,
will come. So that
correct.
is why in this book also many times, many a times actually he has told again and again the author, the key is to connect with my source. And who is my source? That I need to understand very, very properly.
You
This
know,
is abundance.
as you were talking, I suddenly got a small realization that you know when you said some people when they're sitting in the auto and they go on the bumps, they'd be like, oh my god, they react so much. So I suddenly got a realization that in our lives, when you look around us, if you look at the various people, different people react to the sense gratification in different ways. To different extents. So some people just by putting Loki or some kind of bitter gourd in their mouth, they'll say, "Oh my God, how terrible!" And all that. But then I think in my case, I'm able to have these ash gourd and all that without much reaction. I'm
Yes.
thinking of the benefit, and I feel also when it goes through down the gullet into the stomach, I can feel the coolness, I can feel the prana shakti, and also the affirmations can be energized into it. So if I'm not affected by what's happening on the tongue, the less
Mm.
I'm affected, and likewise for the other senses, I might have a weakness in some areas. So the less and less we are affected by these, there's a direct thing, correlation between what you
Yes.
said.
Yes. It is there. So the
Uh,
senses becomes the senses, the external manifestation of our soul is through senses and the body
in the
and
material aspect,
the material
Maya.
aspect.
Yeah.
Uh, not Maya exactly. The body is not Maya.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah, the senses and the body is actually the instrument with which actually we are able to perform whatever we want to perform, right? So that is
ah,
not Maya.
ah.
The Maya is like the the uh,
Perception or the reaction.
the divine. What is the opposite of virtues? Like Kam, Krodh, Mad, Moha,
More
Ahankar.
Madhavatsarya.
Those gunas, the
Ah,
negative gunas, they are the Maya. But what I wanted to say is like the this senses becomes like not very sensitive. What you
yeah,
said is what I
exactly.
can relate.
Yeah.
It is not. They won't react much.
Yes, they
So.
will respond rather than react.
And in any situation, we can adjust. If one is like that, one is
Ah,
going to that state, it is possible to go to, or it is possible to get adjusted in any situation so easily. There won't be much resistance or any resistance.
oh, right. Got it. I'm trying to correlate that to my house construction and the thing site at the back. So let's see, I'll
Mm.
get it. Yeah.
The last line of today's reading session is like what author is saying, because of the way the law works, if I believe that you are suffering from any kind of lack, I am calling for an experience of lack in my life. So what it says is because of the way the law works. First, we need to understand the law. So many things actually today we discussed. Those are the eternal laws that is not explicitly mentioned in this book, but spirituality teaches us. So in essence, actually it says, because of the way the law works, if I believe that you are suffering from any kind of lack, I am calling or an experience of lack in my life. So that experience actually comes from the feeling of suffering. And as we discussed, the feeling of suffering itself will vanish or reduce to the extent that we will not feel the negative experience anymore. And lack and limitations are also a kind of negative experience that we feel. And you can see the similar kind of experience or feeling, the lack of anything in the crorepati, millionaire, billionaires also have that. Whereas virtually they have everything that is present, but still in their mind actually that will create some illusion. That is Maya actually. That illusion that it is like they will have fear that something should not happen, this thing should not happen, that thing should not happen. Otherwise, I'll go bankrupt, I'll go mad, I'll have this kind of suffering and all those things. So that is the lack and limitation feeling, and that suffering actually need to we need to come out of it or become. We need to elevate ourselves to the layer that we won't feel that. So this completes. This is the part of the page 95 of that same book, and we will continue from here tomorrow, page 126. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
for
Bikash Bhai. It was
joining.
very practical
Very practical.
guidance today.
Thank you. Keep joining, and tomorrow we'll meet again and we'll discuss.
Yeah. I
beyond
hope the others found it useful because I was asking so many questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Banuji also expressing with the symbol that yeah, it is.
No, I always value this kind of discussions, more than reading the book. So thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for asking questions.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the
Thank you,
feedback.
Ji. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
good
Thank
day.
you so
Bye.
much, Bikash Bhai. Thank you, Bhanupriya Ji. Have a nice day. God bless.
Thank you both. Yeah, bye.
God bless.